Okay, girls. I'm here with Choi. Choi is from South Korea, right?
South Korea.
South Korea. And he's a fairly new first officer. How many hours do you have?
50 hours.
50 hours in a jet. And he's doing great. He's doing really good. But I want you to hear something. Tell them what you just said about...
He is one of the best captain I've ever flown with.
you didn't say that. You said the best.
He's the best captain I've flown with.
There you go,
Seriously.
So we're in Denver right now. We're going to Grand Junction, and Troy's going to fly us there. So we're going to have a bit of fun. Anyway, love you, girls. Troy says hi.
Bye-bye.
That was somewhat me and someone who I've become friends with over the past couple weeks. Has it been that long? Yeah, it's been a while. Choi is a lot of fun. Choi's here from South Korea, like I said in the video, and the guy's really impressive. He's a very impressive individual. Hey, girls. I started this podcast with that clip because it ties into what I was going to talk about tonight. You can probably already tell from the title, but I look tired. And I'm all gray. Oh, jeez. Getting old. I got back earlier today. 5/13, May 13th, 2024. I'm late because last Friday was when I went out to Salt Lake to do all my tests and for check airman. Line check airman is the official title now. LCA, which is super freaking cool. I'm in disbelief about it. I can't stress that enough. I'm in disbelief about that. I've been walking around here. I took a little nap and then I've been walking around like, really? Really? I cannot stress enough how that is not supposed to happen. Somebody that I was in class with made the analogy of a lawyer getting disbarred and then within a matter of 2 years, 3 years, whatever you want to call it. I got my job back a year ago. In the span of a year of getting their job back, a lawyer becoming a judge. Getting disbarred and arrested and then becoming a judge within a year. That doesn't happen. That does not happen. What's happening to me does not happen. It's crazy. Other people who know my story are in equal amount of shock. It's not just me. It makes no sense. It makes zero sense unless you step back and look at it from a bigger picture, a much, much bigger picture. I was talking to that same person who, for the sake of anonymity, we'll call him Bolton. Bolton is a very dear friend. And he made that analogy. He's like, dude, it's like getting disbarred and arrested and then becoming a judge. Because that's what we are. We're like the highest level at our profession. And we make judgment calls and we are backed by the federal government. And we're representatives of the federal government. And it's crazy, but he was sitting there just like, this makes no sense, man. I don't know where I was going with that. I'm really, girls, like how does this happen? I know where I was going with it. Bolton was telling his story of becoming a check airman, and he's been a pilot for a lot less time than I have. He's been a pilot since 2012. I've been a pilot since 2002. So I got about 10 years on him, but I gave up some time to hang out with you guys, and don't ever think for 1 second I regret that. I miss it a lot. I miss that very, very much. Well worth it as far as I'm concerned. But he was talking about how it seemed like it happened really fast for him to become a check airman. He's like, this is crazy. Like, I can't believe this happened so fast. And he hadn't told me his time frame yet. And I said, yeah, this happened. Like, for me, this happened crazy. He hadn't heard the story. We were over at dinner, and he hadn't heard the story. And I gave him like the Cliff's Notes of what happened to me and us and all that stuff. And anyway, what he had said is, he's been here, he's been at for 6 years, and before that he was a flight instructor and did all of his stuff, and he was just in disbelief. And then I said, yeah, I can't believe it. And then he goes, yeah, started in 2012. And I went, oh, I got 10 years on you. Not to mention the getting back to work and then just having it happen. But it ties in with patience. I probably say it every podcast, but this is like one of the most important things that someone can possess. Patience is a virtue. And I can't stress that upon you enough. Everything seems like it happens fast when you have patience. Everything seems like it happens very, very slowly when you have no patience, and you wallow in misery when you have no patience. I swear to you, Lord, you know I'm not lying. Just today, all day today, I was getting the vibes from the universe. 4 people, 4 separate times, specifically said to me, hey, thank you for your patience. So, yeah, no worries. It's all right, yeah. Where was the first one? Home Depot, I remember that one. She was nice. Where the hell? Oh, Walgreens. I had to go pick up a prescription. But all throughout the day, 4 people very emphatically said to me, thank you for your patience. I'm like, yeah, sure, no worries. Just hang out, enjoy the time. It's something that I've been blessed with in a way that I can't. It leaves me stammering. That's why I'm stammering, is because I'm just in disbelief, and I'm kicking myself that I didn't learn it before. Because patience ties in all this other stuff. Patience. To have patience, you have to have humility. You have to realize that you are not the most important person on the planet. Other people got things going on too, and you got to be patient. Patience, as far as empowering people. When I'm sitting there with Choi, and that's why I showed you the video, with his language barrier, he had run into so many problems. The reason he said that I was the best captain, the best, he didn't say one of the, he said the best. He's a great guy. But we're sitting there talking, and we just parked. He had just parked. He had parked the airplane. I let him park the airplane to build his confidence. He didn't want to do it, but at some point he's gonna have to learn how to park the airplane. He has to, if he wants to be a pilot. And so I told him, hey, I'll back you up, man. Go park the jet. Come on, you got it. And he parks, and he's got this big grin on his face, and we debrief and talk about the items that we need to talk about. And he goes, I have a lot of trouble because of my language barrier, and some captains get very annoyed with me and frustrated. He's like, thank you so much for your patience. You don't get annoyed with me. I'm like, no, why would I get annoyed? We can work that out. Okay, well, I didn't quite understand what you said. Did you understand what I said? And we sit there and we work it out. And he's like, you're the best captain I've ever flown with. And I'm like, oh, hey, hold on. Let me get my camera out. I got to document that for the girls. It's fun. So he's here in the United States being very patient, and he requires a lot of patience from us, from the coworkers. He is all by himself, that guy. He just came here on a visa program to build his pilot time, and maybe he'll go back to South Korea. He's not sure, but he's just an incredible individual in that he just took this leap of faith. And it's like, yeah, I'm going to the United States. I'm going to figure this out. And he's here by himself. So we've been hanging out. I was gone over the weekend. I think I told you. So he was texting me, rooting me on. But it's fun. It's so rewarding to be able to be a motivating factor in someone else's life. I can't imagine the patience he has to have to come over to a foreign country and go, okay, I'm going to try and figure this out. I don't know how it's going to work, but we're going to figure this out. Patience. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it. And it will come to me. And for me, over the past 3 years, it didn't come easy. It did not. And please, as much as patience is important, learning patience is almost even more important, because that's where you start employing the patience. You start using the patience to make it almost second nature. Whatever happened to me that particular night, it impressed upon me the need for patience. Hey, you got to stop controlling things, or attempting to control things, because you're not doing it. It ain't working. Stop that and chill out and let things play out. And I was like, okay. Yeah, I think I well, I did tell you. It's in the private podcast, the one on the hard drives. When I was going through it all, I think I told you about all this. In fact, I know I did. It was an experience, a spiritual experience. I that's the most I can tell you about it. But it was an experience as if a father wagging his finger at his child. Like, knock it off. Be patient. And there were many times that I didn't want to be patient. Many times. This camera's going to shake. I'm going to pull this out. Figured out different ways to do it. The biggest way is to set goals. The biggest way to achieve patience is to set goals that are going to take a while, or more specifically, deadlines. When you have a deadline for something, think about, by the time you watch this, think about high school, college. When you have a deadline for a paper, deadline for homework, what happens? You're like, oh, damn, it's due. That went by fast. If you set a deadline to get something done, time moves really fast. If you sit and wallow about things, time goes infinitely slowly. So set deadlines for yourselves. For me, for example, my deadline is 5 years. 5 years from now, you guys will be older. Grace, you'll be 18. You got a birthday in 6 days. 13, teenager. Jesus, it's wild. And by your 18th birthday, for each of you, I want to be able to give you a house. That's what I'm working for. I bust my ass, not so people can, bow down to the shrine of JJ. No, I bust my ass so I can provide for you guys. That's what I do. As I said before, if you have something that you love more than yourself, everything else is easy. It doesn't even compare. When I need motivation, when I've got to pick up and get on going, Muffin and Monkey need me. I gotta I got to work my ass off. Like that. Those 4 days were tough. It wasn't easy. Was it rewarding? Absolutely, but it wasn't easy. We are essentially judges now. There's a picture. The only picture I took in class, because they were adamant. They're like, guys, keep the cell phones away. We got to get this knocked out. And it's the federal government. So I just snuck a quick picture because I like pictures now. This guy here. Oh, you know what? I really shouldn't say names on YouTube, should I? I shouldn't do that. So we're going to beep that out. And the previous name and all the other names. This here is Jarl Dice. He's from the FAA. And he's teaching us how to basically become federal aviation judges. It even says up there on the slide, I was looking at that because I didn't know I'd snapped a picture of that slide, but the Flight Standards Department policy, which is the Flight Standard District Office, is the office that we report to for the FAA. The FAA being the Federal Aviation Administration, if you don't know that. Line check airmen have to make subjective decisions based on the training or checking progress of pilots. Flight Operations Management will fully support the decisions of the LCA, provided these decisions are supported by the departmental policies and objectives and reflect actual circumstances. Decisions must not be based on personal motivations. Flight Operations Management will not pressure or coerce LCAs or NLCA to make judgments contrary to their assessment of any training and or checking events. That's what we do now. And it makes no damn sense that I'm one of these people. But sat in that class and got death by PowerPoint. You can ask, Mom, I tried since 2008. 2008, I tried to be an LCA. Couldn't get it. It's not necessarily something you can apply for. You just have to have the experience. And in 2008, that's when I had the bare minimum amount of experience to do the job. And got looked over for years. For 16 years, I got looked over. Until now, 1 year after all that debauchery. Somebody had said that it was because of the FAA investigation into me about all that stuff, because they had done such a thorough investigation. They saw something they liked, which is odd. To me anyway, on the surface, I don't know. I love myself, don't get me wrong, I do. I love myself very much. I love this me. But that other me still rattles around. The actions of that other me. And so when somebody says, well, they see something that they like, I want to make sure it's this me, not that me. I think it's this me. I don't know. Wild times. So I was patient over 3 years and let it all play out, and it's gotten better than it ever was back then. Granted, there are some things that definitely could be better, but I've been enlightened by the fact that there's a purpose to all of this. I didn't know if I was going to share my experience. Was that a couple weeks ago? a couple weeks ago when I was on the treadmill, ranting. You know, that's all this is a rant. I didn't know if I was going to share that experience. Pictures, flying, SkyWest. So come for crying out loud. You know, type, there we go. No, not apparently I'm not going to find it. Come on, Dad, keep the podcast going for crying out loud. I'm trying. I really am, girls. I really am. I'm just sitting here in shock that happened. I'm really just sitting here in shock. It makes no sense to me, and I'm just eternally grateful. I can't find this video right now anyway. But something, like I told, something happened after I shut off the video recorder. Something happened that was pretty crazy, to say the least. And yeah, it just made me realize that there's a purpose even to this. There is. Oh, anyway. Dead air, Dad. Dead air. Make it happen. Oh, hey. Well, there is this one. I'll show you. This is kind of funny.
Today.
This is who is a first officer. This is a few months back, but this goes along with my empowering, my patience, my all the BS that I try to pass on to you guys. You know, I've tried to pass it on to her too, to all of them, to all my first officers, and to anybody I run into. But she is not like Choi. She's actually been around for a while. And she was sitting over there in the right seat. And it's typically the captain's job to make the welcome aboard, if I can say it, the welcome aboard PA. PA stands for public address. You grab the little microphone, you say, "Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck." Do all that stuff. Well, it's normally the captain's job to do that. I treat all of my first officers like equals, so that when they come over to the captain's chair, they're ready. And Alexa is a good pilot. She was doing very well, and I said, "Hey, this is going to be your leg. It's going to be all you. You're going to handle everything. You want to upgrade, right? You want to be a captain, right?" Well, she has no choice in the matter, but she's like, "You want to succeed at that, right?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay, well, make your welcome aboard." No, I don't want to do this. It's happening. Come on. Now, she could have not done it if she didn't want to do it. Deep down, she did want to do it. You can tell by the smile on her face. She was just scared. She was a little nervous, and that's typical. You push right through that crap and keep on going. Let's see. So, halfway through her PA saying, "Good afternoon, folks, from the flight deck. Welcome aboard," you know, all that.
Today. Oh, no. That was so embarrassing. I do not like making PAs.
We're going to be flying real low at 3,300 feet.
We would hit terrain if we flew that low.
We wouldn't even hit it. We'd never get off the ground. She had said we were going to be cruising at 3,000 feet instead of 30,000 feet. We're in West Yellowstone. West Yellowstone is at 5,000 feet. So cruising at 3,000 feet, she's going to dig a tunnel. But no, she did fine. I ran into her a couple months later, and she's like, "I'm making PAs." And I'm like, "Good." keep on going. She was a good sport about it, and she's gonna do fine. She's gonna do very well about it. Oh, that's good stuff. That is weird though. Flying. I don't know. I can't find anything anymore. The hard drive is such a mess. You know, I'm looking at a picture. I see a picture of me right before everything came crashing down. And I'm looking at a picture of the old me. I can't. It messes me up to see that because I know that you guys had to deal with it. I know that Mom had to deal with it. And I don't. Of course, well, let's talk about it. There I am, beer in hand, not knowing what the hell I'm doing. That guy, I'm in there somewhere, scared out of my mind and not knowing how to break out of that person. That person was the most impatient, angry person that I've come across in maybe ever. But I see these pictures of me. That's why I don't go through the pictures. Why I don't go through the pictures of us? I've told you that, but that's on the other on the hard drive. It's not just that it's tough to look at you guys. I don't want to see me. I don't want to see that person. It's difficult, to say the very least. But it's reality, so I do accept it and I take it in. But it's something that is remarkably hard. It's a hard pill to swallow. That was a terrible experience, and someday when I get the chance, I'll make it up to you guys. The problem is I'm still being judged as if I am that person, which sucks. It's like I was explaining to somebody a while ago. It's like my twin brother showed up and just caused all kinds of freaking havoc, then bails, and now I got to clean up the mess. It sucks. I don't know where that picture could be. Anyway. No, nothing. Anyway. It's a tough one tonight, you guys, so sorry for all the pauses and the blanks. I'm in, well, it's almost fitting that I had to look at that guy tonight after I come back after this success. Because my ID, wherever the hell it is, my ID still has that picture, that old guy on it. I want a new picture, they won't give me one. No, we don't do that. And I'm like, God damn it. Give me something so I don't have to look at that guy anymore. But it's almost fitting that I have to look at that guy every time I go to work and put on that ID. Freaking sucks, man. So, anyway. One thing, the flip side of the coin with patience is that you don't want to try, you learn patience and you learn love and you learn these things and you figure out a purpose to life, but you're not quite certain how to accomplish it. You just kind of let it play out. What's funny is these two guys back here, the little one is Amy, and the big one is Grace. Those are two plants. There's a story behind my two plants. I love those things. Those are like my prized possessions. Hence the names, plural. The little dainty one is Amy, and the big, strong, thorny one is Grace. When I had to live at the sober houses because I had no money, two plants that were dying. And when I got out of there because I couldn't take it anymore, which is how it worked. I could have left sooner, and I didn't because I felt like people needed my help. But when I finally couldn't take it anymore, those stories are on the hard drive too. Those are pretty brutal stories to watch other people destroy their lives because they had no patience. I took those two plants. I said, you're coming with me, and I'm going to keep you alive. And then I wasn't patient with the plants. What did I do? I watered them, and I fed them, and I repotted them, and I watered them, fed them, and repotted them. And come on, you're going to get big, and you're going to grow, and I want you to succeed now. And they weren't doing well. Neither one of them. They weren't doing very well. And so I finally go and, all right, let's do a little horticulture here. Figured out I was overwatering them. I was making their soil too acidic. I was doing all these things by trying to love them too much because I wanted to see them flourish. And I was doing damage. I was hugging too tight. And I had to be patient about it. Now they get water once a week and they get a little food stick every now and then. And they enjoy it. They're doing a lot better now. Why? Because I became patient. So we were patient to allow the things that are not going so well to work out the way they're supposed to. But we're also patient to let the things that we love be themselves. I'm going to go on a tangent here that I thought about before. When we're not patient like that, we have a desire to try and control things, and then we start using manipulation to make things happen the way that we want them to happen, because it needs to happen my way, instead of letting things just progress, letting people just progress in their own way. That's when things happen. Well, let's take, for example, COVID. You make your own opinion on COVID. But what I can tell you did happen about COVID was all sorts of things where you need to be afraid of this. This will kill you. This will hurt you. You need to be afraid of it. Yes, there's more information out there, but we don't want you to have that information. We're going to block that information. You can't have that. That's dangerous to you, and that's disinformation. Nope, you can't have that. Put on your mask and shut up and just listen to me. Are there any other aspects of your life where you've seen something like that happen? Where they tell you specifically, girls, no, you got to stay away from that. And don't get near it. And it's bad for you. It's going to hurt you. And yes, there's other information out there, but there are protection orders that we're going to try and get to prevent you from getting that disinformation. Those are all signs of people who want control because they have no patience, because they want what they want to occur. It doesn't matter that other people are living their own lives. When it's not just that. You will see that in every aspect of your life. Once you actually develop patience, you will see that in every aspect of your life. People trying to control things, and people trying to control information, and people treating other people like they are property. No, I control what you do and say and what information you get. No, it all goes through me because I'm perfect and I figured everything out. And so you're going to do everything. Never once, never in the history of mankind or womankind, whatever you want to call it, has a person who tries to control information been telling you the truth. Ever. Someone who tells you the truth says, hey, here's the information. Yeah, go ahead, get that one too. There's some, you might want to look at that too. then you make up your own mind. It's frightening what people can do when they don't have patience. So I meant to hit so many other points, and those two things have just completely messed up my brain. Seeing the progress that's occurred for me and all of my undeserved blessings that I keep getting, and then having to see me, that drunken fool who was as angry as could be. That's the kind of person who will control me. That's the kind of person who will control what you say, what you do, what you think. And then what ends up happening, almost without fail, is the people who try and overcome that kind of person, the person who's manipulative, the person who's, you could even say, domestically violent. Those people start doing the exact same thing. You have to watch out for that. You have to. There's a saying that the oppressed become oppressors. They do the exact same tactics that they hate so much. No, you can't. No, do not hang out with that person. I'm telling you, you can't hang out with that person. No, you can't take that phone call. Yeah. Tammy called, but I'm not going to tell you what you said. You don't need to know what she said. I tell you what you need to know. Okay? You got it? Do you want to be around those people? No. Well, you decide for yourself. It was a rhetorical question. It was a question posed at me. I don't want to be around those people. You do you. Just like my co-pilots do. Hey, you do you. And if you end up screwing up, I'll be here. I'll back you up. So, all right. Enough rambling. I can't seem to get my head on straight tonight, but there you go. So, what else was there? I know I had a bunch of pictures and stuff. It's all videos. No? Interesting. Well, now the computer's locked up. Now I pissed it off. Oh, yeah. So, this was, that's Choi and me. He's having a good old time, and then this was when we finally finished our trip. We had a good time. Yeah. Your computer's locking up, I know. Whatever. What are you gonna do? All right, girls. I love you. Every single thing I do is for you. Everything I do. 90% of my day is thinking about you. From the time I wake up to the time I go to bed. I love you so much. All right. Love one another as I love you. That's the golden rule. All right. I want to give you a hug, but not too hard. Not too hard. I love you, girls.